Hi, friends, and welcome to week one of our summer formation series to the church in Corona, a 6-week exploration of Paul's letter to the Philippians. Now, many of you might have been wondering how we are going to begin, so let me tell you. This week, I want to invite all of you to take 30 minutes, I don't think it will take any longer than that, to sit down and read through the entire book of Philippians. Perhaps you might even prefer to listen to it, and below you will find a link to do so. But why sit down and read through the book in one setting? Well, the answer is this. It's not just a book. You see, so often we are quick to forget that these epistles were letters. They were meant to be read, consumed, and digested in one sitting. So this week, our task is to do just that, to see how it all flows together, to hear the words of welcome, to hear the encouragement, to hear the words of instruction as one cohesive piece. And as we do so, I want to challenge you to place yourself in the shoes of those who would have originally heard this letter, the church, the people of Philippi. Now, in order to do that, perhaps a little context will be helpful. If you have some extra time this week, I would encourage you to turn to Acts chapter 16, where you will find the story of how this church in Philippi was formed. As you probably have suspected, it was formed much in part by the work of a man named Paul, who on one of his many missionary journeys formed a church, a Christian, Christ-following community there in the city of Philippi, which we now know as northern Greece. And Paul writes this letter in a time where he is unable to be present to these people whom he holds so dearly. He is imprisoned, and in his imprisonment, he takes the time to write to them, to thank them, to share his joy, and to encourage and to edify them to stay strong in the faith that he has left them. And so as you hear, as you read and sit with this letter, think of that early church. That church that was very much wobbly and still getting its feet under it. That church that was longing to visit their dear friend who was unable to be present with them. And perhaps one of the things that you will discover in this letter is the immense joy that Paul radiates, even while he is in prison. A few other notes for this week. Many of you signed up to receive a scripture journal, a journaling Bible, and I want to share with you that those have arrived. And so we will be working to get those in the mail to you this week. Hopefully they will arrive early next week. If you want a little preview of what they look like, it is this. This is one of the blank ones, and we also have the lined ones available. If you are still interested in receiving one of those, please just use the sign-up link provided below to do so. Flat Paul, as you have seen, has begun his journey and will continue to do so across the Madison area throughout the weeks of this study. If you have a home with a child, please let us know if you would like Flat Paul to make a visit to your home over these upcoming 6 weeks. Below, you will also find Zoom links for our 2 discussion times. Those times are Thursday at noon and Thursday at 7 p.m. And we will keep those times throughout the course of the study and invite you to join our conversation as we read through Philippians together. And lastly, below you will also find our set of memory verses this week. Now I know this may be a foreign concept to some of you, and some of you it may seem a bit outdated. But I want to encourage and perhaps challenge you that as we enter into this study together, take on the task of committing some of these words to memory. It's amazing what the Spirit can do and how those words that we have committed to squeeze into the wrinkles of our brains, what they can do, how they can guide us, how they can speak to us daily and afresh and unexpected scenarios when we take the time to commit them to memory, to commit them to be embedded in our hearts. I am so excited to be on this journey with you and cannot wait to be in conversation with you to see how you are hearing God speak in this letter to the Philippians. Grace and peace to you all.